In part 2 of Webs of Wakanda, Miles seeks to commune with Bast with the help of T'Challa and Shuri for the cure to his vampirism. Will the goddess be willing to help the young spider, or will she turn him away because he's an outsider with no connection to her? Let's find out. Shuri asks what her brother and Spider-Man are doing at the Soul Tree. T'Challa was hoping that Bast could cure him as well, like she did him before, because this sickness is a spiritual one. And Shuri runs that plan by again, which was to sneak Spider-Man past their borders in hopes of Bast's anger would scare the vampirism out of him. She thinks her brother is foolish to have so much faith in Bast to be helpful in anything. The brother and sister duo state that Bast does not take kindly to strangers just showing up in her home, but for him to talk to Bast, he will need to pass a trial because unlike him, they can talk with her freely. Everything Miles experienced up till now was merely a background check to be invited, but now the hard part. A trial to see if you are worth a goddess's time and help. The key they took isn't an actual key, but a piece of the heart-shaped herb, and Shuri says for an outsider to even take this, the royal family must have really like you for some reason. But do not trust what you see in the astral plane when talking with gods. And does he accept this trial? Back at school, Shift has been fitting in pretty well, then goes into hero mode and saves a baby from a bus. Yankee congratulates him on a job well done, that he has the hang of his powers more. Why doesn't he start having a life? And Shift would love that, but for now he's getting a slice of pizza and a beef patty. Back in Wakanda, Miles makes some more jokes as Shuri and T'Challa set up the altar to Bast, with Shuri stating he doesn't know how hard it is to get lines correct by memory, so Spider-Man needs to just shut it. T'Challa says to let him get comfortable, but to know every trial is different per person, as Miles wanders into the domain of Bast. Bast is enraged that a child will walk in just so blatantly, but T'Challa is there to explain why Miles is there, and that he means no disrespect, but Bast tells the Panther he already did if he didn't mean to, as T'Challa and Miles plead their case for a cure, as Bast isn't buying it because how dare T'Challa bring someone who is already spoken for. A Nazi tells his sister to forgive them because how would they know that this one is spoken for by a Nazi? While the siblings bicker, T'Challa tells Miles why didn't he tell them that the spider god cleaned him already, and Miles didn't know either. A Nazi tells Bast that they have to save his herald or they will be lost to this vampirism eventually. Bast doesn't need a lecture. A Nazi didn't mean to give one, but they can cure this child though. A Nazi asks Miles is he ready, and he confirms it. The trial is simple. Give a Nazi a good story, to which it is to defeat the Black Panther for the cure as the comic ends.